Buonasera and good evening, everyone. Tonight, we're going to make a Belizean chicken stew dish. That's a typical Sunday-style chicken dish from Belize in Central America. First, we're going to reheat our pot, like always, dry with nothing in it. And once that gets to temperature, we will add some oil and some sugar to the bottom of this, where we will start to saute and really almost sear our chicken pieces to get them very caramelized, almost black. And that gives a lot of the flavor. The chicken has been marinating for about 20 minutes in a mixture of lime, ancho powder or paste, garlic, Worcestershire, vinegar, and a little bit of garlic or garlic powder. So that's been done beforehand. We'll show you what those look like as I put those in. Okay, we've given that about 2 minutes on the heat, on a higher temperature. The water on. So the water sort of sizzles and dances pretty quick. Doesn't quite dance, but it's close. So we'll leave that there. Then we will start with some coconut oil. You can use a vegetable oil of any type. My guess is this is about 2 tablespoons. As that melts, we will sprinkle on in maybe a tablespoon or so of sugar. Maybe 2. The point is I want to get this hot enough that this sugar starts to caramelize a little bit. So really we want to see it change color just a little bit before we add the chicken. As I said, here's the chicken. It's been marinating in the ancho paste, which is a little bit of difficult Southern Mexican Belizean style spice. It's not hot and spicy, but it gives it a really nice flavor between that and the lime. It's just excellent. See down here, we're starting to get some color in the sugar. That's our cue to lay on the chicken breast. Now I said chicken breasts, but it's not actually breasts, it's thighs. In Belize, they typically do this with a whole chicken, so it'll be all sorts of chicken pieces portioned out. I like to remove a little bit of the skin. But really we want to let that browning happen with the caramelization down here of the sugar itself. And this will give it about 5 minutes on each side. We'll flip it to the second side and then rotate out for the next batch. Looks like I have 2 batches. I got about 10 thighs here. And I will then come back to you and show you how that looks. Okay, it looks like we're about ready to flip these. A nice darkening on one side, really letting that caramelization of the sugars and the fat happen. Okay, looks like we're ready for that second. Yep, we'll put these aside, putting them into a nice little Il Due roaster just as a holding plate. Now as you see, we are getting some fond going here, some quite dark. We'll put a little more sugar, maybe another tablespoon or 2. And then I'm going to put the rest of these pieces of chicken in right away. Chicken pieces themselves, of course, will cool down that surface a lot, slow that burning, or caramelization or burning of those sugars. But again, it's something we really want to have happen, so don't be scared of that. This dark sugars that are building up. That will really give it a very nice caramelized flavor as we go through this process. So the second batch, again, will brown the same way on both sides. And as I pull those out, I'll come back to you with the next steps, which will be adding our vegetables. We'll deglaze with some onions, and then we'll add some bell peppers. And unusual addition, we like to add some carrot stars so that it rounds out the meal a little bit. And we will serve this with traditional Belizean rice and beans that is cooked with black beans and long grain white rice. That's steamed with a little bit of coconut milk added. And probably some fried plantains and maybe a little coleslaw on the side. Looks like we're really getting that caramely sauce going. Time to flip these. So the point is definitely not about cooking this chicken through. It's getting that caramely black sugar glaze on top of these with the ancho and the lime juice, garlic on them to get that to really go into the chicken. Then we'll be adding some frying some vegetables, adding water with a little bit of vinegar and Worcestershire sauce, and then putting the chicken back in and basically stewing it as it's Belizean stew for about 45 minutes to an hour to cook the chicken through and soften all of those vegetables. Okay, now it's looking like we're getting to that transition point of wanting to remove these and deglaze this pan. Usually with the onions is enough, though we could add a little water if necessary. One of the great features of our ceramic coating is that it really does give you a great surface to be able to keep that sticking. You can see how I can just, using the spoon, easily remove the fond that's been created from the sugars. Now I'm going to add 2 chopped onions, very coarsely chopped. I'm going to use this to really get up all of those delicious complex sugars and spices. Using my spoon, and it's amazing when you're done with this dish, the end of cooking, you will see that there's basically nothing stuck to it at all. Break this up a little bit, let those onions separate, release some of their water. We just want to let these soften a little bit, just these couple minutes, give it a head start. Next we'll put the bell peppers and again the non-traditional carrots that we like to add. Okay, those are softening up slightly. Now we'll add the mixed peppers and carrots. This is a rather large batch, mixed around a little bit. Now we'll add the juices from the chicken, what we've left of the marinating chicken. I'll run a cup of water that has 2 tablespoons of vinegar and about a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. While I adjust this flavor to taste, just want this little bit of juice in here, a little bit of liquid. You really want it braising, not too much sauce. You can always add a little more water as we go. This whole time I have the heat on pretty high, bringing that, to a boil to begin with. I'm going to insert these chicken pieces. Don't worry too much, we're going to be stirring this around anyway. I like to sort of get them a little placed. Here we still have liquid down there on the side. I will, of course, add back any of the juice that came out while the chicken was resting. Now I'm going to let this come to a simmer. It's getting there. We're going to cover it. And basically let it simmer, turn down the heat and let it simmer for about 50 minutes. I will stop it halfway through. I will actually stir it halfway through. I won't stop it. And check for flavor at that point. So here we go. Now we'll let that go for about 40 minutes. Okay, so here's that platter of fried plantains. They're all ready to go. They're nice and soft and quite delicious. Okay, welcome back. We have been here about 20 minutes. I'm going to slowly, carefully take the lid off and sort of check how this is going. Probably steaming out the camera. Yes, I am. As maybe you can see, chicken is starting to come together. It has become more liquidy, more stewed, and we have about 20 more minutes. This is when I'll taste it and adjust as necessary. Let's cover it back up, give it a little more time. Okay, take 2. It's about 20 minutes in. We're going to remove the lid, take a look at this. It is simmering nicely. Give it a stir. The chicken is definitely getting more cooked and the stew sauce is coming together. This is also when I taste it to adjust it for salt and or more Worcestershire sauce or more vinegar. Then I would adjust this to taste and cover it again for 20 minutes. Okay, it's been about 40 minutes, 45 minutes. We'll take the lid off. The last final check. When I tasted it before, I think the flavors were all spot on. It's thickened slightly, and that's great. That is your Belizean Sunday dinner of Belizean chicken. Now I will plate this up with some rice and some vegetables on the side and give you an idea of what that looks like. Ready to eat. Okay, and here is our final product. We have our Belizean chicken with the Belizean chicken and vegetables with some juice, with some of the nice sauce. We have Belizean rice and beans, some fried plantains, and some fresh coleslaw that I simply do with lime, honey, and salt, and give it about an hour of marinade. So, bon appetito. I hope you enjoy this little south of the border delicious Sunday meal.